Hey everybody, Sunny here again. I just wanted to check in really quick and make a quick video letting you guys know what I'm doing to kind of protect myself during this pandemic and share some information regarding specifically adrenal insufficiency in regards to, the whole COVID-19 apocalypse. I'm kidding, it's probably not the end of the world. Probably. Anyway, there are some things that we can all do to kind of protect ourselves during this time. I'm not going to reiterate things that are already on the CDC website. If you want to learn how to protect yourself, just in the general sense, in regards to COVID-19 or the coronavirus, look at your government's health team that they've got set up to manage this whole thing, and you'll find information on those websites that's actually written by professionals. Medical professionals, not patient advocates like myself. So I'll share some of the things that I'm doing to protect myself and things that are related to adrenal insufficiency, but I'm not going to pretend to know what I'm talking about, just in general. So, take all of this with a grain of salt. So, essentially, I do have a compromised immune system because of my septo-optic dysplasia, which caused panhypopituitarism, which has caused a lot of issues with my body. One of the main issues that I deal with the panhypopituitarism is known as adrenal insufficiency, specifically secondary adrenal insufficiency. Basically, my body doesn't make enough of the hormone cortisol, which is known as the stress hormone. Long story short, it helps regulate your blood pressure, whether or not you retain water correctly. You could become very dehydrated if your levels are off. Worst case scenario, you could go into something known as an adrenal crisis, which could be fatal if left untreated. I have more videos on this topic, and you can find all sorts of information all over the internet. I'll have some links in the chat so you can check, or in the description, so you can check those out as well. But essentially, the reason why I want to bring up adrenal insufficiency in relation to the whole COVID-19 outbreak is the steroids that we take, that we have to take in order to live, can actually dampen your immune system. Now, if you take just a normal amount, your average everyday amount that you're prescribed to take by your doctor to kind of recreate a normal body's secretion of cortisol, you're probably not suppressing your immune system. But if you have to stress dose, which is something that we have to do on occasion to treat illness or in response to certain stressors, which more information on that in the links in the description. But if you do need a stress dose, the higher dose of those steroids does have an effect where it will suppress your immune system, which will make you more likely to become ill and might make things harder on you. You'll definitely be more likely to contract, certain scary conditions or viruses that are out there right now. If you are stress dosing, just keep in mind that your immune system is probably a little bit suppressed, depending on the amount that your doctor has you taking. You can always ask your doctor. It's always a good idea to talk to your doctor about things like this if you are unsure and need more information. I got this information from Addison's UK, which is an organization in Europe that helps patients that have Addison's disease, which is a form of adrenal insufficiency, and this information that they provided was intended for anyone who has any form of adrenal insufficiency. I do have the link in the description so you can check that out specifically, and I thank you deeply for that information. That's very reassuring to know that just my normal dose of hydrocortisone throughout the day isn't going to suppress my immune system as much as I might fear, knowing the risks of taking, those corticosteroids. Okay, so basically, we're in my bedroom because this is where I'm going to be spending a lot of my time. I do share my home with my partner Justin, and he's been, kind of showing some symptoms of being ill. I really don't think it's the coronavirus. I'm not jumping to conclusions about anything like that just yet. Pretty sure it's just allergies mixed with some, other things. But just even if he were totally healthy, I would still be taking this precaution. He and I are not kissing. We are not touching. We're keeping our distance as much as we possibly can. Whenever we use the restroom, we have to share a restroom. We only have one in the house. So after we use the restroom, we sanitize the toilet seat and the flush handle and then the doorknob to the bathroom so that the next person to come in won't be exposed to whatever germs that person might have. We do live in a small house, so it's a little hard to kind of keep our distance from each other, but I've kind of made this bedroom into my little oasis, my haven. I've got my computer in here, my Cintiq, so I can work on emotes and other artwork, and I brought in my virtual reality headset, and I also have my Nintendo Switch, so I can play some Stardew Valley when I'm chilling out. Of course, I've also got my Echo on my nightstand that can play news or audiobooks, music, whatever. I like to listen to stuff while I'm goofing around making artwork and whatnot. So I'm okay in here, quite comfortable. I'm not hiding in here like I don't have, I don't know, whatever quarantine tape or plastic or whatever you'd put around windows and doors. I'm not taking it to that extreme. And I do kind of go in and out around the house, you know, passing by Justin as we go about our day. But I try to keep that to a minimum, just to be as safe as I possibly can, due to my weakened immune system. Not due to the corticosteroids, but due to just my body in general. It's awful weak. I don't have a very good immune system. I never have. And I've always been pretty prone to upper respiratory infections as well. My whole life. Like, even as a young kid, I had walking pneumonia when I was in elementary school. So I've always dealt with that just about every year. I know it's probably only a matter of time before I develop my seasonal upper respiratory infection that always seems to come around about this time, and I'm going to be terrified when that happens, for sure. But I'm keeping an eye on things, and I'm being super careful to reduce my exposure to any germs at this time. Justin, of course, has to go to work, so he's going to be exposed to things. I don't work because I'm on disability, and I don't drive, so I can't really get out anyway. But I intend to keep myself as isolated as I possibly can. We canceled D&D this weekend. We're trying to work out a thing with our friends where we can actually play online. We're going to check out Roll20, see if we can combine that with a Discord call or something. We'll figure something out so that we can all play D&D on the weekends, you know, when we decide to. But for the most part, I have no intentions of hanging out with anyone in person for the foreseeable future, just to protect myself. The good thing is, I've actually gotten access to really good social VR programs. So I'll have my VR headset on, and when I have that going, it's like you're really there. So, believe it or not, for as long as I've had this headset, I think I've had it since last October, even though I haven't really been getting out of the house much, that headset has helped me fight feelings of isolation that normally would have made me feel pretty depressed. Now I feel fine. I feel like I've been going out and partying without ever leaving my home. Sometimes without ever putting on a proper pair of pants. Just the PJs. It's all good. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, that's what I've got going on. Just trying to limit exposure to other people. If I do have to go out, I immediately wash my hands when I get home, sanitize them before I, as soon as I've touched anything out there that may have been touched by other people. My dad actually gave me one of the masks that are actually capable of filtering out the virus, the N95 mask. He just had these around because he uses them for painting when he's doing paint jobs, but he had some extras, so he knew that I'm immunocompromised, so he brought one to me today, and he gave one to Justin as well. So if anything happens where either of us becomes infected, we can kind of protect ourselves a little bit. I don't feel any need to wear this just yet. I'm saving this for a rainy day. But for now, it's all good. I'm just happy to have it. I know that a lot of people have been, kind of panic buying stuff. I will admit, I did have to go to the store this morning. I knew that it was going to be bad because I have, one of my friends actually works at the store that I went to, and before I went, I asked him how bad it was. And he said that it was so bad, people were pushing and shoving and fighting each other, that he brought pepper spray with him to work. I'm not going to say who it is. You know who you are. But just to kind of get this across, how serious it is, how really over the top people have been, he felt like he had to bring pepper spray with him to protect himself. And when that's why I decided to go to the store early. I was there at the door when they opened at 5 a.m. There were a few things that I needed. I am happy to announce that over the past few months, as I've been following the spread of this virus, I did start to slowly kind of stock up on shelf-stable food bit by bit. Whenever I go get groceries, I'd get an extra bag of rice, or a thing of ramen noodles, or some chicken broth, some stuff that I can put in the freezer, bit by bit, just to kind of build up some stock. So we're actually in pretty good shape right now. But I did have to go get a few, small things like cat food, and there were just a few little. I wanted some cleaning supplies, just small necessities that you might need over the course of a month, where you might not want to get out of the house, or they may not become available because everybody's out there panic buying. I didn't go nuts and buy everything in bulk. I did buy 2 bags of cat food because I did not want to run out because I love my kitties. But other than that, I was pretty, reasonable with the things that I got. But people are just, oh man, when I was trying to find some cleaning supplies, the entire, and I do mean this, pun heavily intended, the disinfectants aisle was wiped clean. So, it was kind of hard to find the things that I needed, but luckily I was able to get, sufficient supplies to get us through the next month or so. Hopefully things will die down, but the way things are right now, stores are just bustling. Stuff is just flying off the shelves. If you haven't gotten supplies yet, you're probably too late at this point. Just wishing you the best of luck if you didn't, get your hands on anything. Hopefully this blows over fast and we all feel dumb for buying 30 pounds of rice or whatever. But, the way things are looking right now, I don't think it's too unreasonable to kind of stock up on things like that. I just wish people weren't so violent. There was a fist fight at our Walmart over hand sanitizer. I'm not making this up. So just be careful out there. Do what you can to protect yourself. Hopefully this all, blows over soon. Amazon, even if you're a Prime member, there are some things that are taking 2 weeks to ship. No more 2-day shipping right now, as far as I've seen. And basically anything that you could possibly imagine to be related to, prepping for some sort of virus outbreak is just sold out. You can't find anything anywhere. Good luck getting your hands on hand sanitizer. I'm lucky to have one small bottle laying around the house, and we're kind of rationing that. But, yeah, things seem pretty serious right now. Luckily, there is some good news. China is saying that they're, kind of getting better over there. Things are starting to clear up. They've passed their peak. So the curve is starting to go down. Of course, there's always the risk that it could kind of get bad again after that if people start getting sick and spreading it more once they start to drop their guard. But so far, it seems like it's a pretty, fast-moving virus. So hopefully it'll be in and out soon. Just in the meantime, stay safe. Wash your hands for 20 seconds. That's, the recommended amount of time from the CDC. Follow the other CDC guidelines or whatever your government healthcare system is. Just, man, pay attention to the news. Don't get wrapped up in fear. Don't let things, scare you silly so that you're having a fist fight over hand sanitizer at Walmart. But, stay aware of what's going on. That's all I gotta say. And hopefully you guys will stay safe and don't get sick. Again, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. I've been trying to practice not touching my face. I know that I've probably done that a few times during this video. Let's see if I can run through and edit it and find all the times that I touched my face and count those right now, just to teach myself a lesson. So, do as I say, not as I do. Don't touch your face. Just do the best that you can to practice really good hygiene. If you go out in public, use hand sanitizer to wash your hands after touching things other people have touched. Again, follow those CDC guidelines. That's all I got. I probably won't be streaming for a little while. I'm letting Justin use the other computer. I don't want to have to keep sanitizing the keyboard between uses, so I'm keeping the laptop. He's got the high-powered gaming PC. So unfortunately, this computer doesn't want to run Photoshop and Streamlabs at the same time, so I won't be able to stream digital art for a while. I may see about maybe streaming a Jackbox game. That might be possible. But as of right now, I'm kind of taking a step back from streaming for a bit, just until I get things better figured out. But I'll be kind of keeping you guys updated via Twitter, or if you check my website, I'll make blog posts once in a while. But the best place to get a hold of me if you want to hang out is Altspace, because I'll be spending a lot of time in VR. But until all this blows over, stay safe. Again, please. I'll see you around.